You are now live with Layer8Culture, Tech Thursday.
All right.
Dope.
It's Thursday, Tech Thursday. What's going on, everybody? So tonight we have Gabe Coleman, good friend of mine, good brother of mine, doing this for Tech Thursday. Talk a little bit about his business. Unfortunately, you know how we do it. The culture is all about building the public. We definitely want to see people how to use AI. So Gabe could definitely speak on that tonight. And we just talk about kind of things I've been doing, things he's been doing, kind of bounce ideas off each other. Just do it live here at Layer8Culture. So Gabe, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
All right. Appreciate you, Donville. Glad to be with you. So I'm a Gabe Coleman. So I'm a mortgage loan originator, and I've been always interested in AI and just technology. But with me trying to increase, I'll say my footprint here on the Space Coast, Florida, Texas, and reach more people. I have been increasing my usage of AI and social media. Never really posted a lot, but got to let people know what you do. So the best way to put it out there is using social media, and have certainly been leveraging some AI tools, ChatGPT, to create those flyers. I used to get in there and kind of grind it out on Canva. Kind of got somewhat proficient with that. But man, just speaking a little bit to ChatGPT, giving it a few prompts, certainly learned how to maximize, probably not even maximize. I think I've increased my output using it. And so now I'm just continuing to look for ways to steal some time back in the day, spend less time, having to do that. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the main thing is, where I'm at right now. I also got a few other things, other projects that I've been working on as well. And I think, using the tools that have been presented to us are certainly helping make life a little easier in some of those endeavors.
Okay. We've been seeing what you've been doing with social media content, especially with the mortgage company. And probably about a month ago, it caused some traction on Layer8Culture. We were going through all your content, how you go from the memes, then you throw that into like your business and just
Mhm.
present and push it out. It's really part of your brand now because I see it pretty much every time I'm on social media. I look at your spot stuff more than I do like memes and stuff. I'm like, oh, where's that come from? And I'm like, oh, okay, let me look into it.
I
It makes a lot of
appreciate it.
sense. I like how you stay on brand as far as just being like, hey, I'm gonna do this to grab your attention, but
Mhm.
here's mortgage information. Here's like the real meat and potatoes behind the sweet treat that I'm giving you.
For sure. For sure. And I think that's the way you have to do it. And that's what the marketing companies do, the ones that spend a lot of money, have a bigger budget than I do. They try to figure out ways to capture the audience, kind of captivate, make them say, okay, let's look at this a little bit longer, and like I say, also get the good information. Because that's the main thing is for me to educate people through the process, debunk some of the myths, and using social media is a good way to do so. Sometimes you kind of wonder if your post reaches people, but you have to be okay with it, even if it lands in a few on a few screens and they learn something. To me, that's impactful right there. Don't need the 1,000 likes or the viral videos or posts, but just ones that can make an impression on somebody to teach them something that they didn't know.
Too. And that's where we get into like how AI helps you with that consistency. Like you mentioned, like we have but so much time within the day, so it's important that we're able to leverage AI in what we do. So let me share my screen,
For sure.
get into here. Let's see.
And while you're doing, I just wanted to say I've been jamming out to some of that Layer 8 lo-fi, so it
Yeah,
definitely kind of helps me lock in.
it's
Get
good.
me
Yeah,
going.
man. We had a reggae one, and we had a what was it? Yeah, it was reggae, and we had like a UK one about this week. So, yeah.
Okay.
Keep it live 24/7 too. Let me check out Layer8Culture Lo-Fi Radio. Yeah. So as promised, I don't know if you've been following Gabe, but I've been telling the people that I've gone to the pro version of ChatGPT, and I did pull the trigger and sign up for the pro. I must say it has been better, and you're gonna love this because I've been doing the image generation, the social media content generation with GPT Image 2, but doing it from the API. And every time you hit the API with your code, say I want to generate an image, it does take some tokens, and you actually build separately than your monthly plan. But with this $100 plan with ChatGPT Pro, I'm doing my content in batches, and I could just give it like right here. This is the look, very close to low content I put together, and this is just one prompt. So my my program that I built out using GitHub Copilot AI creates this prompt. That's very it creates this like long prompt, but it's literally a prompt of 6 different images. So here's image one, its aspect ratio, how it's rendered, all the details. And this is stuff this is all on brand with Layer8Culture as far as like Afrofuturistic. The shot is always from behind. Someone's at the laptop, the workstation coding. Like it's very that brand is very consistent. And then so here's the next image. And the way I built the program, it was like, all right, well, let's try with one image. And I was like, man, I'm not about to these prompts just one image at a time and generate it. So I was like, you know what? And it was actually a bigger task. It was like 20 images that you needed to do. I put the prompt in there, and it took a little bit of time, but when it was done, it provided the actual zip file. All the images are already named, like very organized.
Nice.
I can't open it here. So download folder. All right, here we go. So that's how the zip file shows up. Here, so it should show actual images. Okay. It shouldn't look. It doesn't look like that. Which, yeah, it doesn't. But the zip files all come in, and then from there I have the program that has captions, all types of stuff. I'm show a preview of that.
Okay.
So here's the program. It's a web app. This runs locally on my machine. I can put it on like a website if I wanted, where it's a full URL. But I'll just go in here. I'll select Layer8Culture, Layer8Culture Radio. Also work with Bank and Real Estate Deal Lab. And based on these files, this has like what's called JSON. So the JSON file encapsulates basically it has a script that goes to the web, looks at different tech news related to AI. It also looks at the Tech Thursday um, transcript, Tech Thursdays. They'll look at comments, like anything I'm interested in as far as AI and Layer8Culture, and it curates like content for the next day. So a lot of times when you see my social media posts, when it's giving information about new AI models, like here's some tips and stuff. That's all curated through this process. It's not me actually typing this stuff out. This is me clicking this button, generate. This does take about a minute or so. I don't even click it, but from there, it gives the long prompt down here. You see it was already generated earlier today. I just copy that, drop it in ChatGPT. Once that file is done, drop the file in here, generates all these, has all these images, right? And then the cool thing is it actually upscales the image to 2K. So it's an even bigger, nicer resolution. So it comes out nice and crisp.
Mm-hmm.
It adds your words to it. It even has the ability to kind of animate it, where it could be a reel, a video, move around a little bit. Actually build this up. Check that. And from there, I set it up to publish, and that hits my Post-it server. The Post-its is open source software where you can connect your certain social media channels, schedule out your posts, and the AI automatically does this. I have to move this around probably once manually, but it just connects, it has access, and it just automatically schedules this stuff out
Right.
every day. Now, what I do is I set it up the prior day. So like today, I ran those two. I ran Layer8Culture and Layer8Culture Radio, and that's basically scheduled everything properly. So I got my TikTok stuff, Instagram. I think YouTube's on here too. Here we go. Yeah, so YouTube's gonna be posted. So you got everything connected through here. Now I would say this is the pro version.
Mm-hmm.
Doing it like if you really want to automate, you want to post tons of content. That's the pro version. You got a couple different systems. You got your Post-its that has to run on the server. So mine's in the cloud, that can run local on your machine. And then of course you have like and even if you wanted to not use the prompt and connect it directly to an image generation API, you could do that and like really just have this thing run automatically basically without prompting. I did want to save a couple coins, so that's why I opted to just invest in the $100 ChatGPT
Mm-hmm.
and use the prompts. Now I found that to work pretty well. Now for you, Gabe, I would say something that, and I positioned this to Nathaniel from Real Estate Good Life as well. You need to schedule. I just found out about this probably 3 weeks ago. But ChatGPT allows you to schedule tasks. So what you can do is you can have it like I have a daily tech briefing task every day. It runs every morning, 8 a.m. I get my AI news right here. So these are the latest. You can go through this on my phone, get the news real quick, and see what the state of AI is. But you can also schedule images. So you can say, media post.
All right. Sorry, bro. I lost audio for a sec. I'm back now.
Oh, well,
Yeah. So I know you were saying, so you using this is the scheduling feature, and now this is just, I know you have Chat Pro, but is this
yeah.
feature in the Plus chat as well?
Yeah, it's in Plus. I'll be using it.
Okay.
The only difference with Pro is that it's a little bit faster. Like with Plus, there's some instances where I was like, man, it's taking forever. But I have noticed that it's more responsive in
Yeah.
Pro. And then, especially with the image generation portion of it, with Chat Plus, I think they maxed out at 8 images, which you can actually generate at one time. With Pro, man, like I said, I was able to generate 20 images all in one shot. Like, give me
Wow.
20 images, this is what I want it, and I just let it run, do another
Yeah.
stuff, and it just lets me when it's done.
Okay. No, that's good to know. One thing I did notice recently was chat actually, I still have the Plus version. I've been looking at the Plus, I'm sorry, the Pro or the business. But I hear the Pro is pretty solid. But yeah, I prompted it to create an image and it created 4. And that was the first time I had seen that, because previously when I would say, give me, an image for this, an image for that, it'd give me the first one I said, and then I had to come back and give it a second prompt. So,
Mhm. Yep.
it's kind of moving forward in that regard.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of times I tell people like you gotta tell, don't ask it, like tell chat what you want from it. You know, if you want three, you can do. It doesn't have to be the same image. You can be like, hey, give me three different formats of the same style. Let me choose. Give me a mock-up. Just give me a quick draft. Let me choose a direction. You can ask it to ask you questions. I don't know exactly what I want, but can you ask me some questions so you have all the details? It'll come back and ask you questions.
For sure.
And I would say another important thing, especially when it comes to image generation and that consistency, a lot of people have that issue as far as consistency. Something important to build out is your brand dynamics. So go into, I'll use real estate too. Actually, you know what? Let's build your brand dynamics. You have a you got a website, right?
I do, yeah. I want to improve that, but it's getapprovedwithgabe.com.
So I'll use this as an example. So even if you don't have like a set, brand that you built out, this is still considered a brand because you use a lot of the same colors, imagery, logos, icons, and that's all part of it. So we can spin up a new chat. So please, well, I always call it the brand and voice. Brand and voice. And it's always good to use a .md file because what happens is when it comes to like this AI, it is able to read PDFs, it can read images, it can read a lot of things, but the best um, format is this .md file, it's the markdown file. And it basically takes any information it has on an image or video and just gives a plain text, like the best possible description of it. So then you can reuse that, repurpose it, and it stays consistent. So like if you have a brand voice.md file, you could reference that file as you build out your social media content. So you say build a brand voice.md file for so here's I'll give it the website, but I'll also it's some like I've had instances where ChatGPT is kind of strange about like going out to websites like through the chat interface. So what I'll do as well is I love to use a snippet tool. I'll just add the image and have it read it as well. So snippet, I put that in the prompt. Let's see what it does here. And then what you can do, because you have like all the flyers and stuff, and you want to stay consistent with the flyers, you can add the flyers to that as well. And that can be part of your brand voice. So even to the point of your fonts, the way you phrase things out, it'll pull all the consistent themes out of that and help you build that brand out so that when you start to build things like update your website, you want to do a business card, you want to do other promotional material, it's going to be consistently the same.
Okay. Now, one thing that I sometimes get challenged with that I'm most of the time having to repeat with the version that I have, I don't know if it's any different on the Pro, is it starts to drift away from my image, like the physical picture that I put in. So sometimes I have to go in and say, replace this picture with the actual headshot that I'm uploading. It doesn't retain it. After a while, it starts, I give it a prompt, and a couple times it has somebody like totally different, and then sometimes it have what's supposed to be me, but it's, again, it starts drifting a little bit.
Definitely, I agree. What what helps with that as well, another thing I found was these project folders. Like you have, and I need to do something. I've been talking about this for for a minute,
Mhm.
but having these project folders, like how I'm working with the real estate deal lab, I
Mhm.
put all his things in a separate folder so that when I'm just chatting, nonchalant about all these different topics for my normal chat, it doesn't actually conflict with the real estate deal lab stuff. So
Mhm.
having just creating a project folder where it's like, hey, this is for the mortgage business. This is where I'm going to talk about like how I'm drafting emails, doing proposals, all that content that be within that folder. It goes onto that context much better. And when
Gotcha.
you do sell that project, let me see if I can fix it. Oh, what's going on? I can't see where I have to add projects. So let me check. Let me check this. Oh, here, project home. Let's put this as a project. Oh, I'm tripping. It's right here. So it's under library, add new project. And then when you set the project up in your sources, this is where you want to have all the context about you. So like this is where you can add any all your flyers.
Mhm.
You can add any pictures of yourself. Like that's gonna be super important.
Right.
And it uses that data source before it goes and tries to drift off and try to develop its own things.
Okay. Okay.
That's a lot to have a project structure. And this is available in the, I think even the free version has this, so definitely plus.
Yeah.
Definitely has this.
Yeah. 'Cause I've been using that. I do have a folder set up. But what I don't have or what I did not do was when I created the folder, I just created his name and like, okay, I'm gonna throw all these new topics in there so I could just have a spot for it. Kind of like how you were saying. I didn't take it that next step and add in the contents to the setting. So that seemed like that should make a huge difference.
Oh, it will.
Hmm.
And I do have it on the pro. Another thing I tell people a lot of times, you'll see my reasons like advanced. So you have these options here. I've got GPT So. I thought I had Ultra. Oh, I think they changed. No, it must be some type of update. Because before it said Ultra. But it has Pro, and then so you have ChatGPT Soul.
Hmm.
Then under here you have the effort. So it's dialed up all the way to Pro. So it's going to take a little bit longer to reason over things. To give you a response, but you can go over it. That's a
Hmm.
response. I don't know, I can't do it in real time because it's already stuck on the Pro. Let's cranking away. I'll show you a couple ideas though. So we're looking at social media content for Nathaniel. I'll show you, walk you through this, what we did here. So we're already in that folder structure. So we already had the brand uh, reports already set up for him
Hmm.
with his colors, the logo was in there, all that fun stuff. And we said, create 5 sample image styles, just for, just to ideate on social media content. So with all these different images, just that long. We loved it. We really like this image because the cool thing is that if you look at this, I know you're from Florida. This looks like any home in a Florida community. Like you see the palm trees,
Yeah.
it looks like a real home. This is an AI generated.
It's AI generated.
AI generated, yeah. Insane, right?
Now,
So
did he use like a actual picture of that particular property, or this just
oh,
purely
but
AI?
it was just like, hey, these are we want to talk about off market duplexes.
Okay,
You know, it already knows that he's based out of Florida.
right,
So it's like, yeah, let me throw this up here to show you, like, hey, this is an off market type of duplex that you want to do as a fix up deal, or even you want to rent out.
right.
So we really like how that was set up. And we said, hey, let's take this image. We pasted the image back in. And so let's turn this into a carousel. We have four images, same brand and tone. We just kind of line them up. And
Mm-hmm.
then we created this. We got that first image. Here's the second one. Here's the third one. And the fourth. So right there. And then you notice it's got the numbers on it too. So
Oh,
one, two, three. So like that's ready to go on social media at that point.
right.
And then we do here. We want some other carousel images, so generate some more. So as you can see, the branding is very consistent, clean, simple. And then I think from that point, we just added more. We did like, and this wasn't on the pro version. This was on the plus. So we were doing what, 5 different images,
Mm-hmm.
one shot. And I think we already switched over to his, and now he's got it running on schedule, where he just has it sub-scheduled as far as social media content, and every day he'll have some images that are ready to go, and then he can even provide a description for you.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely doable. Still the same.
Yeah, I am going to tap into that scheduler because now I go in, create like a single one and a single image, or kind of refine it, go through a couple iterations, then say, give me the caption that I can just grab and post. So yeah, laying that out so I'm not having to prompt it, and it just it being there waiting on me, because I started I tapped into that Posters.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to start building that content and start learning the other side. So now, like you say, take advantage of those features to post, comment, whatever other things that it has. But I just actually just got logged onto that last night.
Are you on the cloud version?
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they allow you to go through the cloud, but then there's also that. Of course, that has the pricing, but then there's the open source version. Like
Okay.
you install on like a Linux server, or even on a Windows server, you can have a big server set up. You can run it. Honestly, the most complicated part is plugging your APIs from Meta
Mm-hmm.
and from Google's not too bad. It's a little easier to process, but the Meta process is a little daunting. It's
Yeah.
a lot of back and forth. Even for me, now I've done it a couple times. And I'm still like every time like, you know what? I just go to AI and I'm like, you do it. That's what
Oh,
AI do it. Like,
okay. So, because like, yeah, I got it set up last night. When you talking about actually when you get ready to post, and you're saying, post on Meta is when it gives you some problems.
yeah, so when you go in, you gotta set up these channels. So like when you go to add a channel, let's say I want to add, and TikTok's a way too. But you go to add channel,
Right.
so you do Instagram. See, mine's connected already, but if you weren't connected, you
Yeah.
gotta go into like the developer. portal for Facebook or Meta, and you got to set that was it token up.
Ah,
It has to be set a certain way. You got to copy the token back over the post it to basically authenticate that it's you, and that Meta allows you to access their API.
wow. Okay. Because I'm right now working off the trial version. And so when I went in last night, it went straight into to Meta. It gave me like the different pages. It wouldn't let me connect to my personal profile, so I had to use like the business page that I set
Yeah,
up. But yeah, it I hope it translates to, if I keep it and go with the paid version. But on that
that
on that
might be
trial version, it was fairly smooth. It just wouldn't let me. I had to realize it wasn't going to let me do the personal profile.
that might be it though, because mine's is set up on my personal server. So if you got the cloud version, it probably is easier to
I got
connect.
you. Yeah.
So it might be a good selling point. It's, the cool thing is that it does have here down here. I think they have an MCP. Yeah, so it connects to broad code, connects to OpenClaw, all that to where you can basically have your AI scan, use that same API token or the connection to
hmm
Meta, and actually look at your analytics and like what's what's gaining momentum, what's posting, like what's getting comments and things like that. And
Right.
then it'll actually schedule like, all right, this is the best time to post it. Or it'll actually change that posting schedule for you. Like I said, I've never really go in here and actually move things around. This is all placed by the AI to say, hey, these are the good times that you should be posting.
Yeah.
And then, of course, like I have some guidance because these are a lot of posts, and I do that intentionally because I just like I want to build that brand of Layer8Culture.
For
I'll
sure.
probably tone down the posts a little bit, but I can go back to the AI and say, hey, go ahead and assess like what my competitors doing, what people in a similar space are doing, and what's
Mm,
working for them, and have it adjust the strategy based on that as well. So it's done that
okay.
a couple of times as far as like one thing that I have implemented is you'll notice like with social media nowadays, you'll have people that do a post and it will be like maybe like comment AI, and I'll send you this guy. I implemented that in the culture. I can find it. But what happens is I have these guides set up on AI on their culture,
hmm
and then here's the keyword to just make it easy. But I'll have posts like probably once a week where they'll say like with this code keyword org chart, and then it automatically replies back. And this is actually through this program called N8N, and that's open source as well. It runs on the same server hostings, but it's just the automation that says, "Hey, I'm tracking your your social media account, and if I see a post that has this keyword, I'm going to respond back with this canned message, and
mm,
the canned message is linked out to my guide. It goes directly here, and that's provided to the user. So just another way to add value, and the program we use for that is N8. And I think they have, have you heard of Zapier?
yeah.
So
hmm
it's basically like a free version, open source version of Zapier. Same concept. Literally, it's open source, so you can download this, put this on a server, and start running. I do a bunch of cool stuff as far as automations.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's solid.
really good stuff. So it's a bunch of like with AI, man, there's been a ton of advancements as far as the products that are being have been sold on a subscription basis. Where it's like, you got the $20 a month, all this stuff adds up. But people are building out these solutions, and they're open source, so they're free for you to use. You got to do a little work to customize them and get them set up, but then of course you have AI. I mean, if it's NAM, it's probably Friday evening, maybe 2 hours a week, just going through it, talking, chatting back and forth with the AI. I give what I wanted, being able to test it out, and then implement it and it's working. So,
Yeah, that's solid there. Yeah, a lot to. It's like the more you dive in, it's like okay, there's a lot more that's opened up to you.
yeah,
You got to figure that out and learn it as well because you like there's value in that. Like with the posters, I'm like, okay, I got to really get into that and see, how can I combine chat with that? And then you got the NAN. That's another potential opportunity there to continue to just connect things and automate them. So yes, a lot of a lot of good stuff.
I see these things doing it, just saying it. So sometimes you can click on the activity, like 18 minutes, like it's way too long. I'm gonna stop it until we try. Like just analyze the image.
Now the website that I got, I can't remember. I think I may have mentioned it when we were talking last time. Is that I built that out on using Canvas AI, but it's a little quirky. Like you can't, I mean, it'll build it in Canva, but any changes you want to make, you gotta like update the prompt or tell it to update. It doesn't give me the ability to go in and make edits to the font or anything like that. I have to say change opening doors to new beginnings to make the font bigger, and it'll give me the next iteration, the next version of it. So it's serviceable right now, but I am probably going to look at putting it on something where I can like optimize SEO. I think that's one of the things that's kind of lacking through the Canva platform because it's hosted on Canva as well. So I just have it forwarded to my domain name.
Yeah, a lot of times with AI websites, you do like a chat back and forth with it. They have what's called a CMS. I've messed around with it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
CMS. I think the name of it. It might have been one of these. Honestly, I didn't like it because like I was able to plug it in to the site I was working on and make changes. It's like kind of a blog post type of setup where you just had consistent blogs.
Mm-hmm.
And the way it published, I didn't really like it because I would click the publish button in the CMS, but I have to do something else. It's like walk the music through that. Like it's not a good experience. I think I with this one.
Yeah.
But what I end up just doing is, like you said, just prompt the AI for the changes that I want to make. But there are CMSs that you could plug into. And then of course, like if you use WordPress, it has a pretty solid CMS environment where WordPress allows you to update a lot of the site that you build out
Right.
within their portal. And WordPress is open source as well. It's free, so you're not paying for WordPress.
Okay.
I can leave side on that. And then Wix is very similar, where you just like drag and dropping a lot of your stuff, and then you can also still have the AI build within Wix. I'm not sure if ChatGPT allows you to plug into it, but
Right. 'Cause that's kind of what I was thinking is, or wondering if I would be able to do something similar that I did with Canva, but do it on the, WordPress or Wix that may, give me that SEO and just a little bit more customization. So my intention was to see if I can prompt chat or Claude to give me the code to build out the website based on my description, my brand, all my prompting, that I can cut and paste that code to like really get it started. And then from there, if I want to go in and customize and, add a picture, change certain fonts, move things around, that I can do that after I have the initial baseline website set up based on the prompt.
yep. It looks like ChatGPT does have a ton of plugins. They have the Wix plugin. They also have a WordPress plugin.
Okay.
Yeah, so just drop it from me. They'll build it, install the plugin. So that's gonna allow you to do a lot. And the cool thing about how I'm using GitHub Copilot CLI is it sits outside of your ChatGPT or your Claude interface, but I still have access to all the models. So even for this is, I got some new projects. So this was that content engine I was showing you earlier.
Okay.
So a little intimidating, but it's a terminal interface. Not the exit here. Should we start it up? And then I could basically just chat with the AI. I can have it take over my computer. I actually go in, visually click on different things, take screenshots, scan things. Like it basically unlocks a lot of abilities with the AI. And then, of course, with Copilot, I have access to all the different models that I can use. So if I want to use Claude, I just jump to Opus 5, or I can jump to GPT Soul, Rock 4.6, like whatever model I want to be able to use it.
Oh, that's solid, yeah.
And then even like my Azure environment, Azure has Azure CLI. It allows the AI to just connect directly into the environment, make changes, spin up servers. I allowed it to set up that Post-it server. Like it did all that. Provision the server, started up, install Post-its, everything. And it's gave me the URL. And I was like, all right, cool, let me log in.
That's real. That's solid. I like that. What is it? I know some of your, like you were showing me some of the content, some of the images that it creates. Does it also create videos for you as well on the pro version?
It does not actually. Pretty sure it doesn't. I haven't even tried. That's good. Because I know Grok, but you got to pay for Grok for videos. And I think even Gemini does some video stuff too as well.
Yeah, because I forget the name of the site. I don't know if it's like Arc or something where they got, and I don't know what the pricing on it is, but it's supposed to, you pretty much have like AI actors, like you can choose who you want to be your spokesperson or your brand person, and you just do all kind of videos with that. with that image, with that person.
I'm a big fan of Hicksfield, man, but Hicksfield gets expensive, bro. The
Hicksfield.
road trip, man. Every time, even if because the thing is, every time you hit that button to generate something, it's gonna charge you. Like I need to cancel my plan because I don't use it this much. Like you see, I still got pretty much all my credits, and I think I pay like $60 a month plus for this.
Oh
And
man.
it ain't worth it. So I'm like, I'm about to, I need to cancel this so this re up next month. But like a lot of my lo-fi stuff, you can see like I get about I think it's like 1,300 credits a month,
Okay.
and then every time I do a lo-fi video, because what I do is I'll generate the image through ChatGPT. That's free. It kind of gives some guidance. I write this is what I want, and then from ChatGPT, I ask it to give me a prompt to kind of animate the image.
Okay.
So almost it's like I want things scrolling, I want like the coffee moving, and it's just a 5 second clip. And for this 5 second clip, it's like I use CDance, what's that? CDance 2.5. I'll put the reference image in here, paste the prompt from GPT, and then do it 720p,
Mm-hmm.
and that's 32 credits for that one little clip. It's like 5 seconds long.
5 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can go all the way up to you know 30, and this and at the same time, this is just a clip. Like it might not turn out the way you want it. It's like it's hit or miss. So even with like the Layer8Culture intro that I got, like that was very like literally I ran through probably half my credits, like messing around with that thing. But of course, like it's good because it's reusable content. Like it's kind of worth it if you know what you're doing.
Right.
It's like really break it down. And of course, like even through that, I learned a lot about how you're supposed to generate the image. Like I learned that when you have these reference images, you literally gotta do like one image to start the scene, and then like from the time the camera moves, you gotta have the next reference image and tell it exactly what you want it to do. And it's like clip by clip by clip. And it's almost like putting a storyboard together in
Yeah.
movie aspects. And by the time you're done, you're like, man, I did all that work and got 30-second clip. It's like, okay, it's intro. But
Right.
it's definitely a process to doing that. Because you be careful because it gets expensive. And then the cool thing I like about Hicksfield though is that a lot of people might tell you like, man, it's a scam because you can go to C-Dance, and C-Dance is ByteDance, which is a Chinese company. So there's a couple of loopholes you gotta go through to have access directly to the API, but there is a way to access the API directly and
Mm-hmm.
get their content. And I actually do have a C-Dance, like I have credits, and it is cheaper, but the ability to just go right into Hicksfield, do this in this interface, the way it's easy, it's like I'm literally saving like maybe a couple dollars. It's so
Yeah.
expensive. Like either way you cut it, you know. But and the cool thing about Hicksfield is that you do have access to different models. Like I use C-Dance a lot for my Layer8Culture lo-fi stuff, but like the intro, I think I use Clean. This Clean is a little bit more so now. Actually, I can pull up the assets here. Is it assets? I could show you real quick. So this is a lot of dope. It's how this is probably my favorite clip right here. So that was just like these two images, like the first image here and the next image at the end where it's like shot from behind and it's saying animate the transformation pertaining into the Layer8Culture Creator Studio. The main corporate art details dissolve away as the dark premium AI studio fully forms around the entrepreneur. And then it's guidance on electrical lighting, how the book should look, pretty much everything, the way you want the camera to kind of move, and then so you'll have like all these different clips. And then what I did was I go into CapCut
Oh yeah.
and mix it all together. And the transitions in CapCut, those are free. It makes it super easy to just kind of clip it together. And they have a lot of sound effects and stuff. As you can tell, this clip had no sound. So a lot of sound effects you can get from CapCut, and then you have a full image file. So it's a little, I can't even tell. Yeah, but I just cleaned 3.0. This is 1080p. I think it told me how many credits you use. But yeah, Bixfield, I like Bixfield, man. It's they got some fun stuff. They just don't cost. And I think it's a motion where if you sign up for the first time, you do get some unlimited credits.
Okay.
Maximize those. But,
Yeah. Use that introductory
you
uh, pricing and features, and
know,
no, I feel you there. Okay.
so we go back there. I think they got your.
Yeah, like that one came through a little bit faster.
So click on this. All right, here we go. So literally, you can tell this is a long file. Like,
Right.
but this is 33 bullets, and then analyzing just the website to kind of come up with a brand based on what you have here. So, brand priority, accuracy and compliance, clarity, trust, strategy, conversion. It's got you here. Naming, so your name, get approved with Gabe, mortgage loan originator. What's that name? Goals. And so that's going to use all this content here when talking about you, so everybody knows your email address. You know, it's not going to use your phone number. But you can have it. Know your phone number. It's a brand essence, a clear path through a high stakes decision. It helps people understand what the mortgage numbers mean for the life, property, investment, or transition behind them. There's your brand promise. And the cool thing is that because it's using this information, it gives that consistency
Right.
every time. Even when you're doing emails, responses, it will use this as the go-to. So it's not just coming up with stuff. And even built out elevator pitch. Like, I don't know if it's accurate, but let me know if it's accurate. It says, Gabe Coleman's mortgage loan originator with real estate background dating to 2013, analytical training in industrial engineering. This is definitely accurate. He helps buyers, homeowners, and investors look up beyond the headline rate, understand full payment and trade-offs, choose a financing structure that fits the goals, timelines.
Okay. It's pretty solid.
That's all this, and of course you could add. And this is just based on your website and a screenshot. You could
Right.
add Facebook. You connect it to your Gmail, like any emails and communications you already written up. So you can understand like how the way you speak and the way you write things out, so it's natural to
Right.
your voice. Talks about your audiences. Brand values. It'll be a full manifesto. And the important part here is it's a .md file, so you can take this regardless. You use a Claude code, you drop it in the Claude, and it's going to understand you. You don't got to go through and say, let me explain myself, to you
Right.
and to Copilot, to all these different AIs. You just take this file and say, hey, there's a file, reference what you need, and move forward.
Yeah, that's real solid. It's like you taking your, I guess your digital resume to different models, different platforms, and it doesn't have to get to relearn you like chat has already learned you if you're going over the Claude. So I like that.
Exactly. Definitely have this as a source in your project folder.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. I'm gonna email this to you.
Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna use that folder setting feature because, like I said, I got the folder already set up, and I'm asking it to like I'm over here fussing at chat like, man, I gave you this picture like 5 pictures ago, 5 flyers ago. Why? How we end up here? But I think
Exactly.
once I add it in there, it'll likely, give me some better results.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yes, sir. No, that's solid, man. Appreciate that.
Definitely.
I
So
got a
that's what we
little.
got for Tech Thursday. It's actually quick plug tomorrow evening. I'm gonna try to go live, but we're actually doing a free seminar on AI in your business. Basically, what we just did with you, Gabe, something very similar at the lab up in Cocoa, Florida.
Yeah.
So we'll be there 5:30 p.m. to 6:30. We'll also be live on Layer8Culture. So definitely tune in for that. We'll have it recorded if you miss it, but definitely show up in person. You can definitely have a conversation about how you're using AI, how you optimize it in your business.
Nice. All right. 5:30 to 6:30 tomorrow.
Yep.
Solid, bro. Appreciate it, man. This has been definitely helpful. Always good to get in and for us to chop it up either way, but to, have a little something to add to my toolkit to improve efficiency, posting. I'm certainly gonna take advantage of what you showed me here.
It's good to hear. Anytime, man. Anytime, brother. All right. Oh,
Yes.
hold on. We got a. I thought we had a comment in the chat, but we could.
Oh, okay. Okay. All good, bro. We appreciate you. Good luck tomorrow. I'm gonna see if I can swing through. We got a couple things going on up that way tomorrow, so I may be able to drop in on the first 15, 30 minutes of it.
Good. All right, bro. Thanks for joining.
Yes, sir.
Good night.
Appreciate you.
Till next week, y'all.
All right. Tech
Peace.
Thursday.